The morning sprint rolls on. Raj and Coach Mike Sanford. Let's head on out to Dove Valley, where Sean Payton is addressing the media after day 3 of mandatory minicamp.
For 5 weeks. So I would say the most important thing we do is lift, change our bodies, run, condition. We'll have plenty of time for the football. And there's a reason we spend 5 weeks and we don't even go near. I don't want them pulling into the parking lot in April thinking they're coming to football practice. I want them coming here knowing that they're going to get a good workout in, good lift in. So that would be the most important thing.
What was the genesis of that methodology of learning to give the players that time to just focus on conditioning?
That was Bill. I remember I had the quarterbacks and receivers first week, they're lifting, and I got them out on the field. Now, they've been with us 4 days, and he walks to the door outside the practice field, and he's just looking at me. He says, if one of these receivers gets a hamstring, I'm going to have another quarterback receiver coach. And he was right. In other words, we don't know at that moment where they're at from a conditioning and strength standpoint. And so I would say that was him.
In terms of the value of evaluating these practices without pads, because that's where the evaluation.
It's difficult.
What can you learn from this period?
What's real important is assignment, alignment. You know, that can keep a player from playing. You know, we always talk about three ways you're being evaluated. Does the player know what to do? Is he trying to do what's being coached? And then lastly, how well does he do it? So assignment, alignment, technique, those things.
Coach, what is your message to the team heading into this 5-week stretch right before?
Just, you know, there's different messages depending on what practice we finished, but nothing I want to share.
Has Bo shown what he was telling us about the comfort level where instead of learning, it's just building on what you have? Do you see that?
Yeah.
I guess how's it show itself?
Less pause, less hesitation with the play call in the huddle. Less pause, less hesitation in the pocket. He's playing fast, and again protecting the ball. He's hard to sack. He was hard to sack in college, so you're seeing him play faster with more confidence.
Sean, what have you seen from Reed Burkhardt the last couple of years? His ability to evaluate the talent, his role now being assistant.
Yeah, look, he's real important to our process. We got a good group. This must be a Reed, warm and fuzzy article getting ready to happen, but I'll help you out with it. All right. Listen, he's passionate, and you have to be in that business. It can be lonely. It's not for everyone. Hotels, laptop, computer, film. You know, and so he's got a real good eye for talent, and he's not afraid to give you his opinion, even if it's contrary to maybe what you want to hear.
Sean, even though you haven't seen this, even though you haven't seen this team in past, where is this group now compared to the group a year ago? How much better?
That's hard. It's hard to answer. You hope that we're further along because we played a lot of young players a year ago. You know, 91 million dead cap, 2/3 of an operating budget. And so a lot of young players got a chance to play. And so you hope quite naturally that those guys are further along.
Sean, what was it like to see Zach Grossi back out here during the offseason?
Fantastic. Awesome. It's nice to see his hair, too. He looks better when he has hair. But his story, and, you know, he had a tough year, but he's a fighter. And so it's inspiring.
Sean, with Devon Bailey, is he dealing with anything that's going to keep him out? Like
No. He's going to be full go, start a training camp. Everything's good. We should be. That's it. That's it. Did you hear me?
Okay.
That's it means. That means it stops. We should be. There may be one player, Perry, that might go a week into training camp and then be ready. depending on how the summer goes. But outside of that, we expect everyone back.
Obviously, like injuries are unavoidable at some point, but with the rate at which you have been good at keeping guys healthy over the last 2 years.
Well, when I got here, you guys were like, oh, the field's jinxed, the surface, all these myths about it must be the way that, and it was all. I can understand why it felt that way, but you have to build callus. And so we can stay healthy in the preseason and not play our starters, but I know where that's going. You have to build a callus, and there's risks when you do that. But I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, no, I was just like, if you at some point, like, obviously you believe in the way that you think the players have reaction.
Absolutely, we're selling the program. We're always selling. We're always selling.
Have you seen Sternad and Drew Sanders take a step up this offseason? They've been able to get a lot.
Well, when you look at the amount of snaps Sternad's had, all of a sudden, now there's a confidence. I'm not just a guy running down on special teams. I started a whole season, and Drew getting that work constantly inside, I think, is extremely helpful.
When did you realize Bo's methodology was unique and different for getting better results in terms of health, injuries, etc.?
It's a good question. I think one thing I would say, and take this the right way, if there's 32 teams, it's tough for those teams to all have great confidence in the training room. Now, we promote and want second, third opinions. That's not what I'm talking about. But there might be 4, and I'm not talking about that little BS survey that I'm talking about truly, and then when you have guys like Breeze, who's retired, flying to Baton Rouge for his rehab, like, that's earned over time. And it's earned by him with each individual player. And once again, you're selling. There's a trust that you believe in. And so I've been with him a long time. And that was a very important hire, like extremely important.
Sean, what's the value of Bo getting guys together?
Knicks or Lowry?
Knicks getting guys together to work out and hang out in their time away?
I think most teams do it. Drew, have them come to San Diego. These guys will go work out 3 days. I think it's just spending time together, and I don't think it's unusual. And so, yeah, that's their time. And it's not our time to report on it either.
Coach, do you have any plans on what you're going to do that you're willing to share over the next 5 weeks?
I have plans I'm not willing to share.
Fair enough.
All right, that's enough. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Sean, confirming you are practicing tomorrow, right?
Yeah. What's the confirmation? No, there's no sugar days. The sugar days went away in 2011.
Not here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your buddy Fangio had a few.
No, I got it.
When you drafted Pat.
Tomorrow's the salt day. No sugar. Atwater, what's going on with this group? I mean, I'm telling you what.
Never done.
Huh?
Salt day it was for Sean
Salty
Payton.
Sean.
Saltiest version of Sean. You know who needs 5 weeks off?
Sean Payton.
The media scrum from Sean Payton.
No, don't start counting.
He's biting heads off. Did you guys catch this when he was asked about Devon Vele's health?
Sean, with Devon Vele, is he dealing with anything that's going to keep him out? Like
No. He's going to be full go. Start a training camp. Everything's good. We should be. That's it. That's it. Did you hear me?
Okay.
That's it means. That means it stops. We should be. There may be one player, Perry, that might go a week into training camp and then be ready, depending on how the summer goes. But outside of that, we expect everyone back.
Sean gets a team that he thinks can contend and gets contentious.
Salty Sean, not sweet Sean today. He was actually pretty sweet the other day when I was at minicamp, his press scrum. It was all, cuddly blankets and teddy bears and unicorns and rainbows and Skittles. Oh my! Now it's a little salty there.
Well, the good news is Devon Valley's injury, according to Sean Payton, he'll be fine when he walks into training camp. 100%.
I hope so. Because you don't typically answer those kinds of questions that way unless there is complete clarity that he is definitely okay. Like, why would you even get snappy like that about that? So I was at the question was asked by Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post.
That's who I thought it was. I just didn't want to assume.
Who is not he is a great journalist. He is never typically the guy that's doing anything to upset the apple cart. But like a good journalist, I always stand by Parker Gabriel because he's going through his roster and checking off who's there at OTAs, at minicamp, at training camp every single day. Gets there early. And a notable omission has been Devon Valley, who we all know is not going to miss Broncos minicamp because he's got other things going on. So Sean Payton originally had answered this question, I believe it was on Tuesday. Tuesday
it would have been Tuesday. Yes.
He originally answered the question by saying, we know what everybody's plans were this time of year. That was a bit of a shift from Tuesday that potentially Devon Valley was at a baby shower for his sister, a sprinkle, or a bachelor party. He's banged up.
This is Tuesday's question.
With Valley, any concern there in terms of absence, Devon Valley?
No, all good. Look, we've had great attendance. We're very much aware each day if someone's got an event or doing something. All good.
A little different. Devon Valley's hurt. I don't love that. Thank God you drafted Patrick Bryant, though. Because if you don't have Devon Valley, you don't have Tim Patrick anymore. You don't have Lil Jordan Humphrey anymore. Patrick Bryant becomes the other big receiver in the room next to Cortland Sutton in a offensive scheme where Sean Payton loves big wide receivers. I hope everything's fine with Devon Valley because he's a guy that I've loved his growth. I loved his offseason. He looked even bigger and stronger and more physically imposing.
He was the most impressive wide receiver in camp last year, and I don't think it was close.
Outside of Cortland?
Yeah,
maybe like surprising,
Cortland,
like the most significant riser.
It was the biggest splash.
Yeah,
he made the
rise.
biggest splash. Cortland the best overall, but it didn't feel like it was all that impressive because like that's what your number one wide receiver should look like that. But when you were in camp last year, when we were able to see them up close and personal, it was always, who is that dude?
Mm-hmm.
And my hope is that he gets a larger role on this team. Yeah, you don't answer that unless something's going on. And you probably don't answer it that emphatically. Or you say you don't answer it that emphatically if you don't want the follow-up question. I think it's if you're going to be that demonstrative in like, don't ask me again, you can't be wrong if you're Sean Payton. If you're going to be that salty in that response, for me, that means
he's got to be available.
He has to be available day one.
Which hopefully that's the case.
I expect that to be the case.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. I want it to be the case. I anticipate it being the case. But I will say it was very different because on Tuesday, I was in that press scrum. I heard the question asked by Parker Gabriel. And the response didn't elicit any thought of Devon Valley being injured. And now Devon Valley goes from a 7th round pick, was he? 6th or 7th round pick?
Valley was a 7th rounder.
Just a year ago to now being one of the more important storylines of the next several months leading up to training camp and report date. That's wild.
J.K. Dobbins met with the media yesterday to talk about his newfound home.
I felt like it was the best fit for me. The defense is really good, like super good. Quarterback's amazing. I like the RB room. O-line is amazing as well. So it was a no-brainer. And Coach Sean Payton and all the other coaches on staff too. So I know I'll get coached well here. And I also heard that it's a good fan base. So that's why I'm here.
He loves you, Broncos country. He really, really loves you. He loves the fan base. Heard it's awesome. I'm excited about J.K. Dobbins, man. I was giving him a bit of a hard time because he hasn't been attached to a football club for the last several months, has he?
No.
So yeah, inevitably you can get a little bit heavier. It's okay. It's J.K. Dobbins' game, though.
And people were asking, I can't remember who asked the question just a few minutes ago about what the message is to the team and to the players over the next 5 or so weeks. Like maybe the message to JK is you're here. Now, when you show up at training camp, we expect day one J.K. Dobbins in complete shape. Again, that's just your eyes that were telling you that it felt like it was a little...
It was just a profile picture. I mean,
I know.
Raj, you and I have both had some pictures that we didn't really anticipate the camera going off, and we'll look back at it.
You know what? I don't utilize my body for my job.
That's true.
My midsection is not what powers my job. I can look like a bag of milk down here.
It is not the fuel.
No, the fuel is the diaphragm.
The diaphragm, keeping a nice
the
open
vocal
diaphragm.
cords. Pissing all of you guys off.
And jinxing teams.
Hey, no, I use those powers for good. I don't want Oklahoma City to win this thing, man. That's the reason why I said I thought they were going to do it in 4 or 5. I don't want to see the Thunder win. They piss me off. They feel like a team that has... I talked about this before you got back onto the program today. Again, we were missing Coach for the first hour. 40 minutes. All right, I'll cut you some slack. It's an salt day, not a sugar day, Coach.
Yeah. I was I got a little salty today. It's amazing I still have any vocal chops today.
KJ and I were talking about how it feels like OKC, while they have not been there and done that, feels like they carry themselves with a sense of championship entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about the parallels to my least favorite argument in sports, which is just because you haven't doesn't mean you can.
Right. And clearly this year in the NBA Finals, it is a battle of because you haven't. Correct? Two teams that because you haven't.
Indiana doesn't carry themselves with the same type of entitlement. And I think that's the reason why I can't stand watching OKC. Because they step onto the court and you know what it feels like? It almost feels like they carry themselves with the Golden State Warriors of the mid-2010s. We are here. We have done that.
After you've won
After
two
they've
or
won
three.
the championship. And Indiana just feels like this plucky team that, while it's put together wonderfully, they grind, and it doesn't feel like OKC grinds.
And they go into every game expecting adversity, which is really fun to watch because they stare adversity right in the eye, and they're like, sweet, I know you, good friend.
That's Coach Mike Sanford. I'm Alex Ryan. Take us wherever you guys want to go on the Altitude Sports Radio mobile app that's powered by the Will Hite Law Firm. They're injury lawyers. Go to willhitewins.com. That is willhitewins.com. On the other side, we'll get you guys an update on the U.S. Open. I wanted carnage. It's starting to happen.
Hey, Denver, Coach Mike Sanford here, and I got to tell you about my favorite real estate agent in this state, this great state of Colorado, an awesome real estate market, and that's Barry Remington with 1M, and you can find him and look him up and his listings up at barryremington.com. Right now, it's a buyer's market, so don't underestimate what sellers are willing to do to get a deal done. But the important thing is you've got to have the right agent in your corner because the experience is going to matter. Barry Remington and his daughter, Cassie, have been working together for 7 years and are a tremendous team with the Barry Remington team at WK Real Estate because they do 40-plus homes sold each year for years running, and they consistently deliver results. If you're selling, he brings intelligence, strategy, and negotiation skills to get you the best possible outcome. Ready to win in this market? Don't settle for just any agent. Work with the Remington team at WK Real Estate. And if you want to find them, visit barryremington1m.com for more information. They serve Boulder, Denver, and beyond.
Sean confirming you are practicing tomorrow, right?
Yeah. What's the confirmation? Like,
Well,
no, there's no sugar days. The sugar days went away in 2011.
not here.
Sean, with Devon Bailey, is he dealing with anything that's going to keep him out? Like
No. He's going to be full go. Start a training camp. Everything's good. We should be. That's it. That's it. Did you hear me?
Okay.
That's it means. That means it stops. Tomorrow's the salt day. No sugar.
It's a long ways away from ice cream cones and water balloon fights, Vic Fangio. Long ways away.
I don't know who's worse, man. Him or freaking Coach Prime, man. Goodness gracious.
Hey, Sean Payton.
It's a ball coach.
Sean Payton's press conference today. You know what it made me crave?
Actual ball.
Sodium. I just want to consume some sodium right now.
We don't have any sodium on the table.
Gosh, he's so salty.
We have water. We have potassium. I can give you my banana.
Do you ever get to the point where you're just like, man, I just need some sodium in my life?
I don't know. Try to avoid sodium.
Sodium's good though, man. If you've been fully sending it and you got a good workout in, or you've been losing, you need sodium to properly hydrate, man. To kind of satiate that thirst.
If you guys entered the Pick'em contest for the U.S. Open at altitudesportsradio.com/Pick'em, you'll be able to check that very same site and see how your golfers are doing after today's round wraps up around 6 p.m. You'll be able to search for the last 5 digits of your phone number to see where you stand for the prize pack. Thanks to Surfside Lemonade and Vodka and Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka. Look for the can with sunset stripes at bars, restaurants, and stores near you, Coach. Shall we take a look at our leaderboard, day one?